The beginning of Hot Chili, it started well. It's fallen away. You're telling me 18 months ago was a kind of catalyst moment, and things have changed since then. So I'm looking at the share price from 2017 till now, fairly flat. Not much is happening. The market's not reacting to what you're doing. So again, define for me what you mean. 18 months ago, things started to take off. What do you mean by that?
Sure. Look, if we sort of if you look at the Hot Chili price, it's really a bit of a hill, and then it come down quite significantly after that initial star of the market back in 2012, 13, etc., winning Diggers and Dealers awards and building a $250 million market cap quickly. So through that very big trough, we were leveled to 1 cent a share from 80 cents. So a lot of CEOs would be horrified to want to rerun that record. Look, I think that the measure of success with any company is about your endurance and never giving up on the vision that you have. So when we come down to the beginning of 2019 at 1 cent, being supported by our major shareholders, it's because 2 years before that we were told that there was a discovery that was made on the other side of the Pan American Highway to Productora. And we were very fortunate to be able to get our hands on that information, look at that, start looking at scenarios as to what that would mean for our project, which was sitting there, unfortunately, snookered. We had a copper price that would not support it being built at the scale it was, or alternatively, we had half the mine life we needed to bring that development through. So, it was one of those, and I've said this before, it was a rabbit out of the hat moment, but it was about pulling the rabbit out of the hat. This was a Chilean family, very, very wealthy, one of the big families of Chile. They controlled it. They'd been handed it back by a Chilean billionaire that discovered this thing. And for all intensive purposes, they were not selling this asset. We went to them. We spent 2 years building that relationship, looking at every way we could to get them into a conversation to say, let's put this together with Productora. And we finally succeeded. So that was 2 years of watching our share price get decimated with a master plan and really not blinking. And we were able to pull that off at a very low point in the market capitalization. And that took real grit. And to be able to do that, announce this private discovery that had not been closed off, it had been walked away from, with 800-metre intercepts from surface, no closeout drilling, and the suggestion that the grade was getting better at depth, that took a lot of convincing for a lot of people that were financing me to survive to see if we could even pull something like that off. And given our pedigree in deal making, I think that most people know that born in the DNA of what we do at Hot Chili very well is the relationship and the deals that we are able to pull off. So we did that in 2019, and we saw Hot Chili last year achieve, so to come back to your question, it looks pretty flat. If we look in from the beginning of 2019, you see about a 413% increase in the share price as we started to unveil, I guess, some of the top copper gold intercepts being rolled out globally for the last 2 years. We've achieved 6 of the top 25 now. And so we actually, I think, finished as the third best performing share price on the market. And really, share price is what this game's all about for investors. So last year was a very big return for our shareholders on that turnaround strategy and the announcement of that deal, and obviously the success that's unfolded since. But then we followed back to this year, Matthew, and I'm going over to PDAC, and the price is very good. And as I arrive, we're sort of watching this virus in China, and wouldn't you know, in this business, you hit another moment in the market. So that pretty much leveled most of the ASX junior space, pulled back nearly all of our gains from last year in finding a potential world-class deposit right next to our existing development. So since then, we've been able to secure a number of things that would have very much worried the market and exacerbated that evaporation of gain. And we got back from PDAC straight into Chile with the virus following us. And while I was there for 10 days, we nailed a few very, very important deals, which have now hit the market, restored the confidence that this discovery is going to see a lot of life come out of it. And what that has meant that, in the past 3 weeks alone, I think we've probably more than doubled the share price off the back of what is about to happen. So I guess, there's an exercise of looking carefully at what we've done in the last 18 months as to what's going on with the market cap and share price of the company.
Yeah, okay. I get some of the volatility there, and statistics are a wonderful thing. If you measure it from a low enough point to the high enough point, there's some great numbers there, right? So so congratulations.
Matthew, I'm very happy you say that, because when you look at the entirety of time, for CEOs to not talk about the bad times and not explain them away, let's not cherry pick too much
exactly.
of all of our victories on the battlefield.
Exactly, right. So look, you talk about endurance there. For you've got to be enduring, and I think that's right. It's not necessarily what shareholders want, because they're looking for returns and they're looking for growth constant. Yours has been a bit of a battle, and I bet you.
That's right, Matthew. You've got to keep yourself in the fight.